What do I want to talk about today? I want to say that I've been depressed lately. I've been depressed. Why am I depressed? Well, I noticed that certain times of the day, I get depressed, and I got curious about what those times of days were. And I realized it always seemed to happen when I got home and sat down on the couch to watch TV or to use my laptop or something like that. Why is that happening? Do I have a problem with depression, or do I have a problem with my life? And in fact, the depression is not the enemy. The depression is simply the pointer, the tool inside myself that's pointing towards change. It's pointing towards exactly what I need to stop doing. And I know everyone likes to argue that you need to learn how to like being alone, but maybe you don't. Maybe people need other people. Maybe one of our social needs is to be around people. We grew up in tribes. We grew up in small villages. We grew up in these communities of people that were together all the time. And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with being alone. That doesn't mean you should hide from being alone. But if you're alone all the time, if you go home from work every single day and you're alone, maybe that's not good either. Maybe there's got to be a balance. Maybe you've got to figure out what works for you. And maybe every single person has a different biology, a different genetic makeup. Maybe instead I accept the depression for what it is, which is a pointer, and I accept the desire to be around people, which is simply me. It is simply a part of me. And now if there was no one else available to hang out with, or I had work to do or whatever, that's a different story, because then I can say, okay, it's obvious, it's clear that there's things I need to do. But what if sometimes there's not things to do? Okay, then I have options. I can sit and watch TV and feel depressed, or I can actually go out and socialize. And something that someone told me a few months ago that really changed my mindset on this is that they said, you can sit and work every single day for 12 hours, but you'd be surprised when you get a couple good friends, how much they lift you up and lift up your energy, how much more you accomplish at work when you go into work. Because now your energy, your frequency is lifted up, you feel happier. And so you're coming at work with more spark. If you're in business, you're coming at business with more spark, more fun, more creativity, more flow state. And you can create more from that. You can be more successful from that. Whereas when you're alone all the time working, it's like, sure, you're gonna get things done, but you're gonna start to become dull inside. We live in a society that doesn't always make finding friends easy. It doesn't always make taking that leap of faith easy. Back in the old days, we lived in smaller communities. There was always things to do. There were always community events. Nowadays, it's like, okay, you can go on Meetup and meet people, but the energy is different because you don't know anybody. So it's almost like going into a new city and trying to meet people. And so you've got to have, firstly, the understanding that it's going to be harder, but also when you understand that it's going to be harder, then you've got to actually take action.